Hello and welcome back. I hope you're all happy and healthy. And so today I want to talk about a topic that is very dear to me, especially these days. And I'm talking about the topic of self doubt regarding your up until now achievements. I think we can all somewhat relate to that feeling we get when we see a person online or on TV achieving something great. It doesn't have to do with what you're doing, but just generally achieving something great. And as for me, when I see that, of course, I'm very happy for that person, but I also go into that self investigation of why did I not pursue that one thing that I was very passionate about, but I just stopped doing it at one point. And I think this perspective or this self doubt even worsened over this pandemic because right now we're all forced to sit on this imaginary bench because we cannot, or it's very difficult at least, to go abroad, to get new perspectives by meeting new people, by going out, by doing that internship. It's just all very difficult right now, and I think we all tend to be very much in our own heads, which might not be so good all the time. And I think this feeling that comes along with it, that we're not just restricted ourselves in the past, but now are kind of restricted by the world itself too, because of all these opportunities that we're not having right now, is making it worse. And that's quite a heavy load to take, at least for me, because sometimes I really, really get all invested in that issue. And the other day I was watching a movie that specifically reminded me of all the things that I always loved doing, but at some point I quit it, or I quit putting my time into it because of that one person that told me that it wasn't worth it, or I would never be where I wanted to be, or just basically just my self-doubt. It didn't even have to be a person telling me this. It was, at some point I was just like, am I even good enough for this? And so by that, I most of the times quit. And of course, these are all just half-truths because mostly there are more factors to decisions like this than one. But it just always keeps me thinking about these things that are in my past that I never dared to do or never did. And this feeling of why the heck do I involuntarily keep turning away from the things that I want to do? And for that matter, why do I keep coming back to this unhappiness and nurture it instead of doing something about it? Because it really does not feel good knowing that you could be somewhere else if you just hadn't listened to those other people or to your own thoughts or your own doubts. It feels very, very bad. And so this reminded me of a text that I wrote last September, because I've had this feeling before and I probably will keep having that feeling every once in a while. But it reminded me of this text, and it's somewhat blue-eyed and very optimistic for that matter. But whenever I get into this feeling, into this spiral, I just need that one person or that one text or that one something that keeps reminding me of the opportunity that we have that there's always that opportunity that we can change our direction, that everything is always, we can always change our path, change the decision we made. There is no straight line that we have to follow. And so when I call my friends or my family or just write this down, by the end of those conversations, I feel very light, and I feel like the sky somewhat is brighter then, because it can be very dark in that place that we go into, as I said, especially now, because that bubble thinking is really not good for that matter, especially in this context. And so that's why I wanted to share this text for whoever needs to hear this or just wants to have another perspective on things. So here it comes. It's called All Caps. I think I got restricted by my own mind again, 'cause I barely ever feel entitled to do anything. Abdicate myself of privilege to judge, which greatly works in partnership with me not wanting to say too much. I feel small as soon as I see skill in someone else, no matter of my own experience. I think I have a habit of falling back on my habits. It's a vicious, haunting circle because I really want to have it, the confidence to say, yes, I can do this, and not pulling my own strings, manipulatively. It's time I cut my own marionette hands free of the anxiety that it's held by, because being led by what is holding you back is a circus for itself. It's a backwards game with no replays and no referee. It's just an ongoing monologue of me cursing me because I can't do it. Why do I not find myself to be smart enough? Good enough? Yeah, well, maybe it's because I didn't learn as much as them. Yeah, maybe it's because I think I am already all that I have always been. I don't see the changement. No, I don't see enhancement. All I see is someone who's too scared to dare it, to say, yeah, I do know shit. Funny thing about skill is that it prefers to blend with passion, because it's just all about in what you invest your time in. And let's be honest, the time that I've invested is mirroring my confidence, throwing back shadows of my fucking broken confidence. The solution to not knowing isn't just to live with it. It's about what you focus on and on what you call quits. I held the gun up to the air to start the race, I just never pulled the trigger, so the runners have been waiting on the line for forever, and they're just as angry as I am at myself for never letting anything come out of myself. I just live with the agony of self-pity. What the fuck? Give it up. Give it up, this intriguing attitude of non-existent self-trust. It's no fun to be stuck, so get your fucking ass up and do shit. Do what you always said you can but never did. Be the person you want to present to the world. Finally become the person that can say, yeah, I am proud of myself. And stop with all the self-pity. Not being where you want to be is writing in all caps opportunity, so take it. I know you can, although you barely ever dare to show it. But I know you got the passion. I know you have the pig-headedness. I know you can do this. Deep down. Damn it, fucking just start believing in your own guts. Don't give in to distrust or idleness. Trust the process. You can do this.